Hey guys, you're you, I'm casual, and since we're talking about vehicles, let's talk about the light tank. The light tank is the first legendary vehicle you're going to unlock, and it's a big beefy boy. True to its name, it is a tank. It's got 49,000 hit points, does 900 damage per hit, explosive damage per hit. That's kind of like a rocketeer, but it's going to do it at 2 shots per second, and that's really, really big. And it's going to do it at 26 range, so that's fantastic. It has 50% ballistic resistance, 50% fire resistance, and 75% pierce resistance. It's going to stand in the front, kind of like the APC. It's going to take hits. It's also going to dish out a lot of damage. Unfortunately, it's going to cost you 25 fuel, and that's a lot. This is mostly a mid-game unit, and at a 25 fuel cost in the mid-game, when you don't have the fuel regen, when you don't have the fuel surplus, that's a lot. It's very expensive. So let's see how this unit works. The special ability for light tank is overdrive. The overdrive allows the tank to move faster and fire faster. It's very, very useful, and you can improve it further. Let's take a look at the skills. The first skill is reduce ability cooldown, which is great. You can reduce it about 35%, 33%, excuse me. So you can get a use of that ability more often. Heatsink, increase ability duration, which is also really cool because once you start using it, it'll just last longer and you'll keep firing faster for a longer period of time. Improved engine, increase ability move by 25% and ability attack by 25%, and you can improve that further on, which is great. And the last ability is kill streak. Getting a killing below extends the duration of overdrive by 1 second. So you're gonna kill a unit, and you're just gonna keep going. You're gonna extend the duration of overdrive, and you're gonna keep killing units and extending the duration of overdrive, and it just becomes, well, it just lasts longer. It's not gonna last forever, but you could definitely get a lot of use out of it. So again, this kind of feeds into this mid-game ranged unit where you're not facing very heavy position, like maybe not completed bounty hunters, maybe not full-on riot. Riot actually don't do very well against this, but you're looking at the bases with squishier units on defense, and so you can kill more of them. You can kill a whole bunch of them, and you can get more seconds to your overdrive, so you can just kill more units. Let's hold on a second. Let's assuming this thing lives through it. So it is, you want this thing in the front line. It has a range of 26. Part of this is, again, it is a mid-game unit. This is also not only when your opponent has kind of squishy units, but also when you're using short range units. If you have snipers on your team, if you have sharpshooters, if you have scouts on your team, if you have anything long range on your team, the light tank has a habit of getting stuck behind those long range units, and it doesn't get into range to fire at the front line. So if you have a team of, let's say, shotgunners and bounty hunters and rangers, it can stay within that range. But once you start getting guys with longer range fire, it starts becoming more difficult. It seems to be the game has been updated so that the light tanks are more aggressive at taking a forward position when taking a forward position in situations when overdrive is activated. So I think that's good if that's true. You really want it to be somewhere in front. Now you don't get to direct, you're going to see, you don't get to direct overdrive. It's just one of those things you turn it on. And if you've noticed, there's no ability uses for overdrive either. You just you have it, or you don't. So we're going to turn on overdrive. Tank's going to come out. It's going to take out a couple of things here and there. It's going to take out some walls. And you're going to notice there's no counter here, because what's going to happen as soon as the overdrive period finishes, the cooldown is going to continue. It's going to come cycle up, and you can just activate overdrive again, which is fantastic. It's the only unit in this game that doesn't really have an activation time. The activation count, it's on or it's not on, which I really like about this unit, by the way. Let's see what we can get out of these guys. Yeah, I like this base setup. It's not bad. It's really annoying. And yeah. So lots and lots of snipers and commandos and, oh boy, everything that does a whole bunch of damage. But you know what? The light tank is pretty decent. It's going to come out here. Whatever gets in range, it's going to shoot. And if the only things in range are, no, okay, we've lost our light tank. That's it. You kind of you hope it did what it wanted to do. You hope it did what you wanted it to do. And, we're kind of in a precarious position right now. We don't have a lot of hit points left on our truck. And that was the last, I believe, mortar. So we're looking pretty good. Yeah, we lost the light tank, but it got us through this blockade. We survived it. It tanked for us, as per the name of the unit, and we're able to overcome all these snipers. Did I need the light tank? Maybe. But it definitely helped. Okay, something else would be better. Well, the Jeep wasn't going to be better, and the APC wasn't going to be better. The Jeep could have helped us with the walls a little bit, but it wasn't going to help us overcome all of those snipers. So, good thing. I think it's a positive. The light tank isn't a bad unit. It's just expensive for when you get it, and it's expensive for what it does. Start that. More snipers. Well, that's an interesting turn of events. Okay, let's use the light tank again. And so the APC, you can reduce the fuel cost of the APC, and that's very big thing, because when you get it, it's going to cost you 20, but you don't have the fuel for it. The light tank, it's going to cost you 25 from beginning to end, and you don't get to direct the fire. This is going to be bad. Pretty sure there's a trap right over there somewhere. Not that I have any way of dealing with it at the moment. Just kind of at its mercy. Let's see, what can I take out? I'll take that out. Is there? Is it a trap? It's a trap. Was a trap. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's go fire at something over there. So the nice thing about the light tank is, again, you don't have to worry about running out of ability uses. This thing Wow, this is a hell of a base. You just want it to come. You just want the cooldown to happen faster. So again, overdrive, very good thing. You're just gonna find that really. You're gonna find that the more you kill, the more you get to use it. So you want to level it up. You know, when a lot of these legendary units, they're not very good when you get them. You know, you start to kind of question like, why does everybody like this thing? What is so great about it? Like I got it, and now I can't really do anything with it. It's so expensive. I went out of my way to get it, and yep, there it goes. You know, why is everybody pumping this thing up like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread? And you know, it turns out you have to put some investment into it. You can't just get it and start using it right away and expect results. So just remember that the light tank when you first get it, it's not that great, and even when you level it up, it's not that great. But it's not costing you 35 fuel, and in a lot of these situations where you really do need something heavy to stand in front, and the APC is not going to cut it, and the parrot, those APC summons, they can sometimes be detrimental because the sharpshooters they just proc their crits off them. So you're sometimes better off just taking a light tank and letting it just, you know, don't let it get behind your guys too far. Like I don't sweat when this thing gets destroyed. It's just like it did its job. I'm fine with it. What I wanted to do is I want my guys to stay around the light tank, and I want the battle to be around the light tank, and I want to make sure that no matter what happens, I try to keep the light tank as close to the front line as possible, because if it gets too far back, it's just not going to reach the targets. Let's try one more time. Okay, this is it's a front base, so I don't think this is going to go very well, because to be honest with you, the front base is like the nemesis for the light tank. You know, there's just going to be a lot of things firing at it right away, and there isn't much that it can do about it. So the best thing I can do really is just kind of send it out with with overdrive, kind of let it get itself killed, and I don't want to do that. I kind of want it to function, at least to some degree. So what can I really do? This guy's just gonna shred me. There's gonna be lots of engineers here. I mean, the tank's surviving for a little bit. It's doing some damage. It's not changing the flow of this, and unfortunately, because you really can't, it's not a slow unit. It's actually a pretty fast unit, and the only thing you can do is make it go faster. It just kind of careens towards the enemy front line faster and gets you engaged faster against the front base. So unfortunately, you just kind of it's almost an automatic, not an automatic loss. It's just there's no benefit there for you engaging a front base earlier. The front base, you want to get all your guys, use your rally flag, keep them in the back, get more guys together, so that you have an overwhelming amount of force, and then you want to engage. Unfortunately, with a base like we just went up against, they're right on the front line, and a little bit frustrating because no, I think I actually want to bring engineers. They're right on the front line, and that light tank is going to run right at them, unfortunately. and get itself killed, and basically get you killed as well. So not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. But this guy, I think I can get it to pop some walls or something. What can I do? What I really need is some kernels. Or a rocket. That'd be nice too. Just a rocket barrage. Because right now, yeah, see, the tank's not really doing anything. It's just kind of sitting there. It's not in range of anything. And once the engineers get closer, you can kind of do something with it. If I can open up some lines of sight, maybe you can do something with it. But for the most part, it's just kind of sitting there. I would need to move my guys to get this thing in any kind of firing range. So did it help? I can't really tell, honestly. Here, I'll just let it go. Go in front. Go. Yeah, I guess it helped in the beginning a little bit. Kind of popping some guys off, breaking some walls, but these aren't this kind of situations. It's very hard. Like it's just not the kind of thing that, you know, if there's a big blockade of walls, it can break it down. You can leave it alone for a while, and you can let it clear out the front area, clear out some walls, clear out some fortifications. That's kind of where its strength's at, and that's okay. You know, this isn't a unit that's meant to be. It's meant to carry you through the entirety of the battle. It's just meant to be there in the beginning to, like, as a battering ram. You know, just walk in there and bust some heads and make a hole, and then if it dies, it dies, and what do you care? So yeah, light tank, I mean, it's got its uses, but it's not really useful when it's meant to be useful, and it falls off early, not just in battles, but also it falls off in early late game. So even though I love it, and I do think the mechanic of using it's kind of fun, I don't think it's I don't recommend it no matter how much I love it. All right, thanks for watching, guys.